Strength through will is how we can reverse the perversion of values that have been instilled in you, in me, and all our brethren, insidiously through generations of ancestral oppression. Though it stood with as much superhuman endurance as anyone could, it left a deep impression. Invisible scars that have caused us to devolve into a state of unconsciousness so malignant, we've nearly forgotten we're not a problem to be solved. We always been the solution they seek to dissolve, with the illusion of ties that bind us to a system that blinds, of most vicious design, which is to free no man. Only together, through sharing of wisdom, can we heal the wounds of division, forever sealing that evil incision, and finally deprogram.
Welcome to the Deprogram Show. I'm your host, R.M.J.R. We got a very special guest in the building. Y'all might not know him yet, but you will. I got Tennessee's own. He's the Tennessee's version of Jprince. We got the one, the only Kendrick Watson. What's going on, my brother?
Man, what's going on with you, love?
Man, hey, when I read and heard up on your story, man, the one thing, I'm from Chattanooga, Tennessee. You from Memphis, Tennessee, and you the closest thing I've heard of, especially how your story is playing out to Jprince himself.
Man, we got a very, 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 very similar situation. Very similar situation.
Yeah. So let's tap into it. You originally from Mississippi, correct?
Yeah, Rosedale, Mississippi.
All right. Tap into your childhood in Mississippi before the transition to Memphis.
Well, I don't just remember a whole lot from down there. It was a little small little town, population maybe 15 to 25,000 people. Now I was born in Mount Bayou, Mississippi, and that's probably like maybe 15 to 20 miles from Rosedale. It's a little country town, but everybody know everybody. You know what I mean? Like, back in my day, and I'm an 80s baby, so back in my day, if you do something at the neighbor's house, the neighbor got permission to whoop you. You know what I'm saying? And mama, and you go tell on the neighbor, your mama gonna whoop you too. So I'm from that part of Mississippi, where everybody know everybody. Everybody know everybody's business. So, I moved to Memphis like in 1988, and I've been here ever since. You know what I mean? So from as a toddler all the way up to about 8 years old, man, I stayed in Mississippi. But I always go down there and visit my roots because that's where I'm from. But and I've been in Memphis since 1988.
Okay. So when you stated about your mother was a good mother and she made sure she provided any way she had to, you touched on basically your mother had running almost like a whorehouse.
Oh yeah, that was in Mississippi. Yeah, that's what she ran. She did a little, back in that day, I can remember she was doing a little, working the cotton field, chop cotton to provide for me and my sister. Prostitution, whether she had done the prostitution or not, I haven't seen her, but I know that she had women come over with men, they didn't stay with us, and we had to go to the next door neighbor house. So at the same time, for us to have to go to the next door neighbor house, I started getting curious. And one day I crept out the next door neighbor house and looked through the window and seen for myself, man, two grown people, man and woman, with no clothes on. So I got curious. But yeah, man, mom, eventually, my mama, she's like she always kept it real, me and my sister. We asked her something, she gonna tell it. No matter what age it was, she always gave it to us in a raw. So she didn't just say I'm running a whore house, but look, man, mama got to put food on the table, make sure you and your sister don't want for nothing. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, that was deep. You know what I'm saying? So I seen sex at the age of 7, 8 years old, and I wanted a part of it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but that was when I was in Mississippi, man. So she eventually tried to get away from that life and move us to the big city and try to get her on the job and do right by me and my sister.
So that what led y'all to come to Memphis?
Yeah, that what led us to come to Memphis, man. You know, Mississippi didn't have a lot of big opportunities. Like I said, it's a little small town. And matter of fact, I used to go out and try to help them make ends meet. We got pecan fields, what some people might call it. And you go out there, you get a big old set, big set, and you pick pecan, man, from 6 in the morning all the way up to probably 6 that evening. And man, it's so many pecans you trying to fill up and fill this bag up, and then you get it weighed, man. You might end up with $11, you know. So yeah, man, that wasn't cutting it. So she moved up to the big city, and we eventually moved in with her auntie.
So, what was the difference between Mississippi and Memphis early on in your childhood, if you can remember?
To me, Mississippi was more welcoming, more family oriented. You know, like I say, you could spend the night at the next door neighbor house, and if you do something wrong, you get a whooping and everything cool. Everybody go back to normal because that's your mama too, away from your mama or your auntie or your godmama. And in Memphis, it was all them ball game. You know, it had this southern love like that. You know, I mean, Memphis was a bit faster. Back when I was growing up, I was hearing about pimping. I'm just keeping it real, pimping, and you know, they had the slang, the big Jerry curls and stuff like that. And it was more faster. You know, people were slick. Everybody was, no matter if you 10, 11 years old, you seeing these guys with, young guys with Jordans and stuff like I never heard that stuff, man. I'm wearing Pro Wings, Converse and stuff, man. They wearing shoes and stuff. They laughing. I'm wearing British Knights and all that kind of stuff, man. These dudes wearing these fancy shoes, and it was just more faster, man. It was a fast back in the early 90s, late 80s, man. It was fast. It was just real fast, man. You know, everybody was city slickers.
So let me ask you this while we touching on Memphis.
Okay.
I know a few cats from Memphis, and they always use the term, like, if where I'm from, we say you frontin'. Well, in Memphis, correct me if I'm wrong, they say, don't be popping cone. You trying to pop cone on me.
Yeah, popcorn, flogging, all of them the same thing. You know, we say stuff like that, like, you know, popping cone thinking you slick. Cause we thought we was always the slick, you know, and you know, game recognize game. So Memphis, once you get to Memphis, man, like I say, it's known for pimping and playing and hustling and macking and stuff like that. So, you know, when people come down here, everybody got the big fancy Jerry curls and man, they got the cool slick jewelry and gold chains and stuff like that, man. So in Memphis, it was so fast, man. You got neighborhoods where everybody got, you know, you might have different areas like Fraser, Raleigh, North Memphis, Hollywood, Klondike, and all these places, but they got people that actually leaders in these neighborhoods, not gang leaders, but like been over there, been in the neighborhood for so long and stuff like that, to where people can they were respected. So they run a game and pop it slick. So anytime you come from another place, some people Memphis, you know what I'm saying, like slow, but man, you coming there, you had to have your boots tight. You got to be ready because man, people really, they own you. You know what I mean? They we thought we was the fastest in the world. We think we can go to New York and get over. You know what I'm saying? So that's how Memphis is, man. So when they say popping cone, make a long story short, they think you coming to try to be a little slicker than them.
Okay. So growing up in that environment, I heard you speak on that you was kind of green to a lot of things. Looking back on it, how did you stay green in a city like Memphis?
Oh man, like I said, I'm Mississippi rooted. Like I said, I'm from a place where the culture different. You know, everybody patronizing. You know, in Mississippi, and you might eat like this Sunday over Anime's house, Madia's house. In Memphis, it's not like that. You know what I mean? So there ain't no more Anime's and Madia's. It's like basically everybody for themselves. So I still, this is like coming from a another country with a different language. You just don't learn English like that. You still gonna have that different language in you. Even if you learn English, you still talking with the accent you come from the country you come from. And that's how it is, man. It was just different. It was like an experience like no other, man. These dudes was, slick, man. It's like I say, it's a totally different experience, man. And I was raised to keep your pants tucked, shirt tucked in your pants, and keep your penny loaf, put your pen in your penny loafers. You know what I'm saying? So, well, man, I started going to school trying to pick up on some of these lingo. These dudes, they was a little too fast out of the country boy. I talk loud, I'm very loud, very outspoken. And a lot of people, man, they knew that. And for years and years, all the way up to the time I went to jail, man, they ran circles around me, man. Because I was raised, my mom might get me and my sister in the morning and kiss us in the mouth, and we got crust on our lips. She might put a thumb in the mouth, man, get that off you, man. You know what I'm saying? We were doing stuff like that. We from Mississippi, man. So in Memphis, it's totally different. Fast. A lot of, we didn't know nothing about drugs and stuff in Mississippi,
So, okay, then you tapped into going in to high school. Well, you tapped into your mother letting you and your siblings know that she was doing drugs. And I think that was around your senior year.
Yeah, my senior one. That Mom Deuce, man, told, man, one day she had I can never forget, man. She had started acting weird, man. And all of a sudden, I'm like, man, Mama, what's going on? And I was like, Mama, you ain't been tuned into our homework, and things like that. And she's like, baby, look, I need to talk to you and your sister. Like I said, my mama always kept it real with us, man. She always, no matter if it hurt or not, because she always said, man, you're going to take care of your sister no matter what. Because, y'all all y'all got, you know what I mean? So she just told me, she said, man, I'm down bad. She was like, man, she was dating this dude. And I remember like it was yesterday, man, this dude she was dating, and he left her for a white woman, which, back in them days, we from Mississippi, man. We, with the song we into it. And man, it messed my mama up, man. She started bouncing. Like, man, it just, man, be honest, man, she chewed crack on me and my sister, man. She told her, like, and I can't shake it. And she told me, matter of fact, I don't want to shake it because I like to feel it. She was trying to block away the pain, man. You know what I'm saying? And it was just crazy. It was crazy, man. It was crazy.
And you talked about how it had a bad effect on you. Let's touch on just for a second. How did that affect your sister?
Yeah. Man, my sister at the time had maybe 2 or 3 kids, maybe a child or 2 at the time. And my sister had like a child or 2 at the time. And it messed her up really bad, man. It messed up real bad. And it really did, man. And she didn't know how to take it because she never really got as much out of my mama as I got a chance to get out of. You know what I'm saying? I got my mama all the way up to my senior year in school. My sister, she was like 3 years under me, so she 9 years old, having to fend for herself. So that was a horrible experience for her. Knowing that she didn't have my mama to support her and show her that mother love. My sister dropped out of school like the 9th grade, and I dropped out in the 12th grade because I ended up robbing the bank. So it was deep.
Okay, so take us to the day where you robbed the bank. What was going through your mind?
Oh, man. Actually, it was my senior year of high school. And man, I don't know what I was thinking, man. Like I said, man, all the way up to my mama started, man, I had everything I wanted, cars. I was one of the best dressing jokers in the school. Man, instead of me, my mama, when she told her she was getting high, and me taking it and using it as a positive, I used it as a negative. And let me rewind a little bit, man. Plus, we were staying with my auntie, and I had a very strict auntie that was very selfish. And back in them days, man, she was like a big. She had a lot of money. I'm not gonna put all the beating out there. She had a lot of money, but she had wicked ways. She knew my mama was getting high. She would give my mama the dope, put my mama in dope houses where we couldn't find her and stuff like that, man, and pretend like she helping us look for my mama. Come to find out, she would provide my mama the drugs, trying to tear down a good woman, man. She seen my mama weakness, and she helped tear her down. So, you know, like I said, man, before I went to the feds for the bank robbery, I felt like I was already in jail because I didn't stand with a person that was very deceitful and uncaring. So my senior year, man, I got a couple people to believe in the concept that, man, let's just rob a bank, man. You know what I mean? I don't know what made me do it, but I wanted to get a lot of money, maybe to think I can get my mom and my sister up out of their situation. And my rob the bank and end up getting caught. Matter of fact, that same auntie, I later found out, called 528 cash on me and got me turned over to the Fed.
Hold on.
For the bank rob.
So
yeah, that deep.
So your auntie turned you into the Fed?
Yes, and she was one of the biggest drug dealers back there at that time for selling pills and stuff. And she had called 528 Crime Stoppers. Because when they was looking for, you know, we actually got away with that bank robbery. And you know, we made a couple of rookie mistakes, but it was a guy staying with her at the time also, because she had a big 2-story house, and he overheard us talking about getting away from the, you know, in the bank robbery. And he was hooked on pills. And he told my auntie one day, like, look, told her what happened. And man, she ended up calling 528 cash on me, man. And got me turned in. And to this day, when they came to me when I got locked up, they was trying to get me to roll over on her little pill operation, man. I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't see myself snitching on family, even though she did it to me, man, and got me sent to the Fed. Well, I got myself sent to the Fed because I shouldn't have robbed the bank in the first place. But she was part of the problem.
Okay, so what went through your mind when them folks came to you and told you this who gave the information to get you caught?
Man, I was hurt. My mom them didn't believe me at the time until I was hurt. Because, you know, this family, man, it's my auntie. You got her down here from Mississippi. And, man, you doing wrong yourself. And then you turn on your nephew, you know what I mean? Then, you know, later on down the line, my sister was washing my auntie clothes in the 528 cash receipt, as well as the $1,000 was inside her pocket. So she never even spent the money. My mama and sister ended up keeping the money. So they confirmed everything that I was saying about my auntie. And it just hurted me, man. I wanted revenge. I really wanted to do something to her. And when I got out the Fed, man, she told on me again. I mean, like, it was crucial, man. It's a very evil woman, man. Very evil, very selfish woman, man, you know. And she wasn't doing it for the right reason. She was doing it just because she could do it, because she was doing wrong herself. But that's just the kind of person she was.
Okay. So
it hurt me. It did kind of find out. My mama told me that my leg. Go ahead.
I'm listening to you.
Yeah, I said, they kind of find out. That's what my mom ended up telling me, like, look, my mama broke it down, like, man, this woman been having me on crack the whole time. She was my supplier. You know what I mean? So very wicked woman, very, very evil situation that me and my sister placed in. And so that kind of made me a little stronger and better. But man, we went through that ordeal, and I ended up going to the Feds. I think I did like maybe 5.5 years on a 75 month sentence, something like that.
So how old were you? So I'm taking it you were 18 when you went to the Feds?
Yeah, I was pushing 18. Yeah, I was just turning 18. Or I was 18, because I ain't go no juvenile. I was 18. I was an adult. 18, almost turning 19. And because I got out in like 2004. So the bank robbery was like in 2000, like 99, 2000. And I got out like in early 2004.
Okay.
So I did, right at 5 years. I can't remember back that far, but it was somewhere around at the time.
So during your incarceration, you met a guy who basically put you on the game.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man, that you say that, because I'm talking about this guy on my on the porch interview. I just did an interview, and I mentioned his name, and this guy named Paul Woods I met in the course of my federal situation, and man, he reached out to me, man, on Instagram, man. Just last night, I thought the guy was doing life sentence, man. They let him out due to COVID, man. So God bless you for that, Paul. I'm glad to hear from you. But yeah, this guy named Paul Wood, man, was one of the biggest drug dealers back in the 80s, 90s out of Nashville. Big dude. I'm not glorifying his life because he ended up doing a lot of time away from his family too. But he took me up under the wing, like, man, he named me Lil Juvenile. Lil Juvenile, man, man, you too shy to be in here for some bank robbery, man. You're more clever than that. And man, he was telling me about how he ran his drug operation and never got caught with no drug, but ended up with a life sentence and stuff like that, man. Instead of me getting away from that, I was fascinated. I know I didn't want to sell the kind of drugs he was selling because I knew that a lot of people, it affected my mama, cocaine and stuff like that. But I was fascinated with how the lifestyle and the women and the cars and the big houses. Like, I'm like, man, I'm gonna do that. Instead of me going to the feds, get myself together, I just wanted to get out and be a better criminal. And I took what he was telling me not to do and suppressed it until I got out and became who I was today. You know what I mean? Well, back then, because I'm not this type of person right now, but I felt like I was in school learning how to not make the mistakes he made from reading up on his lifestyle. And it's crazy because I eventually ended up going through the things he went through.
So let's rewind because you mentioned Paul Woods, but what almost kind of led simultaneously to you running into Paul Woods, you said you was trying to live a lifestyle to show them dudes you had that paper.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was like I said, in high school, I was kind of popular for dressing and having nice little cars and stuff until my mom took a turn for the worse. So I had girlfriends that would usually give me their money. Like I had maybe 6 or 7 women working jobs and would just give me their paychecks and shit. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So, I ain't never known about no pimping and I ain't never sold no woman body or nothing like that. But I was getting that kind of income. So they still, when I went to jail, like I said, I didn't have to rob this bank. I did this, so I still had a little support system, even though I was young. And one of the girls, man, that she was so crazy over me, and she was this girl used to just work at a Waffle House, and man, the woman used to steal tips from other waitresses and stuff like that, man. I really hate we did that, but she used to do that to make sure my commissary stayed stout. So once I realized I was in the Fed around big drug dealers and dudes that were from certain parts of the city and they were having money, I wanted to fit in. So I used to always make the big store, like all the big, everything. I used to have a big locker full of stuff. So man, I'm sitting up here, I was fitting in, man, I'm making these big meals and stuff, but it's coming on me. They save it, they may bring a noodle or two, but I'm bringing about 20, 30 hours worth of commissary to the table. Man, they were feasting off of me, man. They folks ran circles around me and everything. And I started paying attention, started catching on. Matter of fact, a guy had pulled me to the side, man. He became one of my friends to this day. I'm like, look at you now, man. Y'all, man, these dudes, man, they playing on you, man. They laughing at you, man. Man, you looking like a fool around here, man. They eating all your stuff. Man, no, these folks, they go to the store back $10, $15, man. You spend $100, $200 worth of stuff every week, man. They eating you alive. And once I started realizing it, man, they greenish started coming to it, like, man, I'm getting mad. Like, man, he dude playing me like that. I thought he was my friend. And it's crazy because years down the line, doing that Fed beat, I ran into some of these guys when I became sharpening my tools a little better. And, they told me, man, man, you green, man, you know what I mean? Man, you want to get your stuff away, we're going to accept it. That's what happened to me.
So what was the conversation like when the young lady said, hey, I can't do this no more?
Man, that was hard. That was bad. That wasn't good. Man, that young lady, it's crazy. Cause it was, you know, before I went to jail, you know, sexually, you know, I thought I was, you know, the man back then. And she met a little guy when I went to jail. When I was in jail, she was like, man, this man here doing some things that you don't know how to do. And man, she was working this job, and she met a little guy, man, that, you know, kind of turned out, man. And you know, I'm taking all the money, but you got somebody want to give you some money. And he pleading you in ways I couldn't. I'm a high school dude, man. You know, I ain't know nothing about this stuff back then. And she just told me, man, look, man, I found something I'm looking for, found the guy I'm looking for. And man, we about to move in together. And man, this woman left me, man, they crushed my pole hard. Matter of fact, one of the guards had told me, he said, man, you know, because she used to come visit a lot. And he's like, man, I want to talk to you, man. I don't want to hurt you, but I seen the girl at the move with a guy. Man, crushed me, man. Crushed me. I said, for real? I'm thinking I'm slicking. Man, ain't nobody gonna leave me, man. That girl told me, man, crush my little pole hard, man. But you know what, man? To this day, she apologized to me, but it's too late now. But she did. After she read the book, she knew I was talking about her in the book, but I didn't use her name, but she knew who she was. And she eventually apologized to me for, you know, but we were young back then, so I forgive her.
So it's kind of like the Most High was kind of giving you a fair warning. Hey, this is what's finna happen.
Yeah, this was finna happen. Yeah, this was finna happen to you, man. And so I had to fend for myself. You know, like I said, this was my financial support. So now I'm by myself, no commissary. My sister, my mama get high. My sister got 5 kids at the time, 4 or 5 kids. She got, you know, she did the best she could. She's still young. She young, a young mother raising kids on her own. So, man, I had to figure out a way to hustle and maneuver. And that's when I, you know, meeting the guy Paul and stuff like that, man. I started, you know, doing all the things I had to do in jail to survive. You know what I'm saying? I hustle this, I hustle that, whatever it takes for me to make me some money, man. Besides, man, disgracing myself as a man, you know what I mean? But man, I made up out there, man. You know, when I got out, man, I shot my tools and man, things started going up here from it, you know, from there.
So you do your bid. You say you did what, 5 to 6 years, something
about
like that?
5, 6 years in the Fed, yeah. Right, about 5. I know 5, 1, 6 was close to 6, about 5, maybe 5 years.
So you're 18, you do 5 years, you come home, you got the game. Where you go from there?
Honestly, I had my mom. My mom ended up moving back with this auntie. So when I get out, you know, I got resentment toward this auntie, but my mom staying with her. And my mom had she knew I was mad, and I ended up moving with my sister, her 5 kids. You know, my sister gonna always take her for a brother, so she moved me in with her and the kid. Man, embraced me like no other. But my mom put me up on the counterfeit game. So I started a little counterfeit ring, which led me back in the feds. But the auntie, my mama staying with auntie, but my mama getting high. So the auntie knew that my mama was giving me this money and I was running this counterfeit ring, and she ended up turning me over to the Secret Service again about on it. So man, went, you know, I bumped my head twice. So I did like a year for that back in the feds and for a new charge in a violation. And I think I had cashed a little check or something that got me a federal charge too, man. I just got straight out of jail, got straight in trouble, off the muscle. I wasn't even out 2 months and caught a fed charge and was pinned another fed charge. But that was white collar crime, so that wasn't as severe as the bank rob. So the Secret Service left me out for about a year, and I ran my money up, met a girl, ended up meeting the girl. They had 4 kids. She brought me into her home and we tried to build a little family together. You know what I mean? And I ended up going back to the feds and stuff like that. And when I got out in 2005, end of 2005, again 2006, that's when my reign in the drug game began.
Okay. So you in the drug game, you getting this paper. What led you, because at some point between 2005 until the time they arrest you for the last time, you went straight.
Yeah, I had from 2005 all the way to 2011. So I had to run from, I had ended up you know, getting out got me and it wasn't even heavy drug, a marijuana connection out of Texas. I was pushing large loads of marijuana, you know, through Memphis.
All right,
And
so let me ask you this before I forget.
Okay.
Cause you stated that your mother was on crack, so you ain't sell crack, you was on that weed.
Yeah, weed. I ain't want to do no drug that can destroy a good woman like that. So I never wanted to be a part of that, period. And so marijuana, I didn't think it was so bad. I didn't think it was killing nobody as far as consuming the drug. Not that people wasn't getting robbed and killed over the drug. I just was looking at like it's marijuana. It's a plant. It may be illegal to some, but hey, it's weed. So I looked at it, always viewed it like that. And I was able to find me a good connect on it and with good pricing, man. I was able to run up a lot of money and a lot of money and open up some business. Cause I always thought back like, I'm getting this money this way. Let me put it back in the community, help people, employ people. You know what I'm saying? I always wanted to help people. I always want to help people. Even in jail, they run a circle around. I just want to help people. I like to see other people happy. Then I get me on the back end. So I fell up on the radar with this organized crime unit. One day, my sister had she was renting this house from this guy, and the guy
before you go into that, my bad. Before you go into that, what went down to make you say, "Hey, man, I don't even want to sell weed no more"?
I had made enough money. Man, and you know, a couple million at the deal, man, was all right for me, and I was cool. Like in Memphis, you got everything you want, all the cars, your house, family, business. You know, I made enough money. I'm cool, man. You know, I'm country boy from Mississippi, man. A couple million, I can do something with that. You know, I wasn't too big on buying big jewelry, you know, but I was all right. So plus I wanted to raise, plus my daughter was born, I wanted to raise my baby. I didn't want to raise her like my sons had to see dad in jail and stuff like that. And I missed so many years like they like, I had this little girl, I was like, man, this dad's baby right here. I want to be here for her. And so I was like, man, I'm ready to leave it alone, man. You know what I mean? I was cool where I'm at. I had a stopping point. Even though it was marijuana, and plus I seen all this shady character that it brings. You know, the treasure, the robbery, the backbiting, and you know what I'm saying? I just was like, man, I just can't handle it. I'm too genuine and too pure for all the crosses that come with that type of lifestyle. So that's what made me really want to just say, you know what? I got a couple of dollars up out of this. Let me see, can I take what I did on the legal standpoint? Let me see, can I make it a positive with my business? Okay. So I had just bought me a chain of restaurants. I sold my convenience store, and I bought me a chain of restaurant, man. And the thing took off. We was doing pretty good.
Do the chain.
Go ahead.
You bought into a chain or you started your own?
No, I started my own chain. I'm real big on, I can do the same thing McDonald's do. I can do the same thing Burger King do. You know, I can do those same things the old guy doing. I can do it.
So do the chain still exist? The chain of restaurants you started?
No, they shut them down. They took me down, man.
Okay, so being that said, go into the story or what led up to it. Cause you was telling the story about your sister buying a house.
You ended up buying a house. Yeah. She ended up buying a house from this guy. Well, she young. Her first house, when you with that? 2000, how old was you? 16? 20? 23? That's crazy because she just walked in my house. But she was 23, renting the house, and the guy who was renting out the house, he was a cool guy. He was pretty decent guy. He was like, man, I want to see you buy this house. I want to see you with this house. And he ended up she found a real estate agent. They closed the deal, they approved her, but at the time, this house had a lot of equity in it. So the equity goes to her. And the real estate agent and the guy that was selling the house tried to find a way, and they found a way to swindle her out of maybe 20, I think it was like 20 or 30,000, man, that she supposed to have for herself, but they was able to take the equity at the house and try to sell it to her, like she, you know what I'm saying, at a higher value. And she called me over like, look, man, I think people trying to pay me. So I come to the house one day, and I ain't come with no aggressive, man. I just want to get a better understanding because I can understand things. Because she was frustrated, you know what I mean? She trying to do good business, but man, we pretty sharp when it comes to paperwork because we're gonna read everything. So I go out there, and the y'all, he nervous and man, you know, I don't got nothing to do with this and this and. But he had like, I think he had counted like a little gray Honda Accord with some tinted windows. Me not knowing, when he found out that my sister called me, he had brought his cousin to the house. There was now at the time I didn't know there was a police officer, but the guy stayed in the car. And so we out there talking in the yard and stuff, you know, and we're trying to rectify the situation. So we end up going in the house. Later on down the line, this dude here, that day, he was out taking pictures of my cars. I had like 2 Lexuses I used to park in my sister's house. And so he done took a picture of the tags and these cars in my name. So he done ran my name. And I had on, like I said, I had on a convenience store in the North Memphis area at that time. And man, the dude just started harassing me, man. The man had this, he was pulling me over. If somebody in the car with me, he'll just say, look, man, just say that dude drove up. Say if you got a bag of weed, just so small. He was just pulling me over for no reason, harassing me. You know, but later on down the line, you know, found out he worked for the Memphis Police Department organized crime unit. And my dude had been on me for about 6-7 years, all the way up to these legal proceedings we going through right now today.
So so you knew from the jump that you seen him when he was out there?
And actually, I'll tell you how I learned that he was out there doing what he did. The guy that was selling my sister the house had another business partner that used to work on all the houses, and then they'll sell the house together. So this guy had took a liking to my sister and was telling like, look, my dude cousin was there that day. He got pictures of your brother cars that day. My dude hates your brother. And my dude said, you know, he called and warned me like, look, man, this dude, man, I don't know what this, man, you done pissed this dude off. My dude, one of the most shady officers out here right now. He was telling me about the dude, but I'm like, oh, man, I ain't thinking about the dude. I'm not knowing it was gonna come to pass that this man was gonna terrorize me like this. And he did everything he could. So I was tipped off that the guy was in the car and what he did, because he told it to the other business partner and showed him the pictures of my cars and told him that he gonna take me down and stuff like that. So that's how I was able to discover that I was on the police radar. Then that's when I came up on the police radar.
So basically, he seen you doing your thing and you was a astute businessman, and he was just basically hating that hard.
Hating. And let me show you what he did. They had something, like I said, I had a convenience store. So one day, my sister, she was at the cash register. And I had went to, I was at one of the stores, you know, grabbing some inventory. And they was like, look, one of the trucks here that deliver your drinks, he want to talk to you personally. I get there not knowing the guy who worked for the trucking company, you know, let me say Mr. Pearl. I don't know if you're familiar with the Mr. Pearl drinks. I think Mr. Pearl, Fago, all of them is one company.
Yeah.
And this guy was working, but this guy was hustling too. And he had got jammed up. And with this officer, and put me up under his radar. So when I pulled up at the store to cut the check, man, the organized crime you come from everywhere. I never did no business with the dude. I didn't even know the dude had a case, but we had a paper that started down here called Just Busted. And anytime you go to jail, the Just Busted put the person out there, what you went to jail for. And actually, people in the store. So after this incident, when they rushed in my store, didn't find them. Man, I sit there. They had tried to detain me, and they told him he could leave. So they had me in the store, my sister in the store, and a few more other guys in the store. But they were waiting for me to pull up. So when I get there, they let this guy go. And I guess this guy probably came before and probably think he seen activity at my store where he tried to tip them off on me to get his sentence cut, but I didn't know this at the time. Now I actually watched one of the officers after they searched the store and couldn't find them, took a bag of weed out his pocket and dropped it in one of my moon pie boxes, one of my cake boxes, and say, "Oh, I just found something," so they can call the dog. So, because they couldn't physically find none, and they called the K9 in there because it was a dry run. See, Nas harassed. He running my store, didn't find nothing, and they had to justify their action. So they ended up having the dog run around the store, and allegedly they found the outside one inside the wall. Now believe that, inside the convenience store, with nobody around.
In the wall?
And try to get me for that. Yeah, that's what they said. And just so they can justify they dry run, because it was a dry run. And the owner that owned the store that I was subleasing from had left a gun, his licensed gun at the store. And they want me to write on paper. And me, a federal felon, want me to sign the paper saying I had knowledge that that gun was there. I'm like, I'm not signing no paper. Me to acknowledge that I'm a convicted felon and I'm aware that a gun that I don't supposed to be around was at the store. And when they seen that I went boo-boo the food, they packed their little stuff up and left. So that was one of the incidents that I had with organized crime leading up to today.
So what was that the incident that what incident led you to them finally having enough to lock you up?
To watch it. All right. Oh, after that didn't work, I ended up getting jammed up. Actually getting jammed up with like 11 pounds of marijuana. Me and the guy, we got jammed up about 11 pounds of marijuana. I went to jail, made bond, and they'll jam up guys and allegedly nobody will snitch on me. You know, you got to think it's marijuana. So they sold me to a prosecutor.
Hold up. I don't want to miss it. You said
Okay.
they sold you to a prosecutor?
They sold me like, listen, sit down with okay. The DA we got down here. The DA we got down, she started a unit. Okay, we got the organized crime unit, which is the drug unit, one of the biggest drug units, but they can handle any case. So she assigned special prosecutors to that unit. So she might have 3-4 prosecutors assigned to that unit. So these officers sold me as the biggest drug dealer, the biggest gangster out of North Memphis. Like, man, this dude is huge. He's riding the lavish cars. He got and starting them saying and get money out his business. Man, this dude is supporting his lifestyle with drug money and things like that. And this prosecutor bit. This prosecutor is cool with a judge that was a prosecutor in the office he was in. So now me to his pocket. Like, look, now we got something big. And it was toward election time at the time too. So may I add that. So this judge, African-American judge, man, a good story. Man, let's take him down. But physically, through physical surveillance, they could never catch me on no buys, sales, nothing. They just see me living life. So what they thought that they were smart to do, they had ended up buying this device called a Stingray device. And this Stingray device is a cell site simulator. And this is one of the most crucial devices here in the United States today, because this device is a terrorist device to track terrorist cell phones and track down terror. The local police is in probably every county and state is getting this device. It's a device that allows the police to illegally monitor your phones, to listen to conversation and steal phone data. no matter what services it is. And let me add this. This device is so strong. Say if we got Verizon, Cricket, T-Mobile, all these phone, different companies in one area, and you might be somebody that ain't even the target. It also steals your information illegally as well as mine. So what they were doing as they was breaking in my phone, illegally monitoring, they was implementing fake informants to cover their tracks. Like informant would say, Kendrick Watson was doing this. And who gonna think that the police would go this far to falsify informants because they was illegally listening to my phone? And they didn't think that as they took me down, that I was found this type of technology out. And I did. And when I found this out, and this happened in like 2000 and end of 2013, beginning of 2014, when they did this to me, and how I was able to find some of this stuff out, and I don't want to take you too fast on me, is they was able to get a 30-day Wiretap. Like the 30-day Wiretap, that's as far as a Wiretap without getting an issue. But while you get the 30-day Wiretap, you have to file a reports. Like, Judge, we in this dude's phone, it's huge. We want who maybe we got a ring from, we want to get his source of supply, all this. So they had ended up putting some information that was out that couldn't have been in the 30-day Wiretap because they had said I took a picture of one of the officer tag to all my associates to counteract police surveillance. Like, for instance, they say I took a tag and said, look, when y'all see this vehicle, watch out, it's the police. But there was information that they used to say warrant or why they asking for a Wiretap. So I'm like, how would you know I took a picture of your text and you asking the judge saying this is why we need a Wiretap if you weren't already in my phone? And that's a question they couldn't answer to this day. To today while we talking, and the judge called for them. And so they let me believe, like, hold on, I think these people already monitoring my phone. And so once all this took lawyer attention, he agreed. He was like, Kendrick, right? Let me ask the state about this. Let me ask them what phone and what date and time he this text message saying that you text this officer tag out. Because there's no way they can have this type of information. And they use it in the affidavit submitted to a judge on why they need a Wiretap. And they can never show me the truth. As a matter of fact, they changed it and said, no, it wasn't, somebody else did it. But whether if somebody else did or not, you already used this information inside an affidavit, need a Wiretap. So now you change. So that's a whole lot. And the judge still won't throw the Wiretap. That when I found out he was all the way involved. So what he did was, I found out other things that he was doing as well to prove that the Wiretap was bogus. But I'm going to speed you up a little bit and show you how they brought my girlfriend involved. So this judge was so clever and so corrupt.
Hold
what
on,
he did was,
because you broke up there. You said your girlfriend and your who involved?
And my sister.
Okay.
They end up on a second Wiretap case while I was in jail. Something they made up. Now we had the legal issue dealing with the text message of the tag, right?
Okay.
They could not answer that. So the judge, what he did was, my lawyer was like, look, Your Honor, I think we got a problem with this Wiretap. So I want to suppress the Wiretap. I want to suppress the evidence because I can prove that these officers was already illegally monitoring this guy's phone. And the judge, when he found out the way we was going with the case, he wouldn't give me a motion to suppress. What he would do is, he would throw me off months at a time. Now, mind me, he throwing me off, but I'm still in jail illegally. And he would throw me out with fake trial dates 9-10 months at a time, knowing our county jail is one of the worst in Tennessee. So now I'm sitting here suffering, waiting on this man to make a decision. And 9 months later, we come to court thinking we finna address the issue. Guess what he come with? Oh, we already had that hearing. The officer already testified to this evidence. Telling my lawyer in his face that we had a hearing that these officers testified. My lawyer like, ho. We ain't had nothing, Your Honor. And what day, where was me and Kendrick at? And when he found out my lawyer wasn't going with the move, he had threatened to lock him up.
Hold on. He threatened to lock your lawyer up?
Man, read the book and read the transcripts that I put inside of there. Man, threatened to lock the man up. for fighting for what's right. And then what he do was, when he realized the lawyer wasn't with this buddy system they got, he had me, while I was at the county jail, I had so many resources that I could use the phone and try to get the message out. He had me locked up he had me took from the county jail, locked up in a maximum security at the workhouse, and they call it the Pentaform down here in Memphis, locked up where I could only come out 5 hours a day, and I stay locked down 19 hours a day to try to knock my support system. But see, not knowing my popularity from the street was so good, I was able to get a cell phone. So, but cell phones already floating around the jail. So I get the cell phone. I ain't get it to get on Facebook and stunt. Man, I'm getting it strictly working. Look, man, we need to do this. We got to do this. Thinking that now they can't monitor my phone calls because I'm not using the jail phone. Man, the judge knew the whole time I had the phone because he started illegally monitoring my girl and my sister's phone. Now, me and my sister, we get on the phone, we gossip a lot. She's like, oh, those crooked ML, man, we gonna expose them. So now, since I was supposed to have the phone, they feel like it's fraud game. This judge had me come before him, dealing with him on a case. Me and my lawyer, because my lawyer don't know I got a cell phone either. So the whole time, he used these same officers, hoping that I say some criminal on the cell phone so they can build a second case against me. Now, mind me, I did get involved in criminal activity while I was on maximum security. But guess what I was doing? Selling cigarettes. So I'm trying to sell cigarettes to maintain my lawyer fees. So by them knowing I ain't supposed to have a phone, the judge took the rules off the table. They done built the case and said I was still in jail, running a drug empire from Texas. Now all my Texas co-defendants locked up or out on case. He wrote it up like we still got a big enterprise running from Texas to Memphis. And now this time he included all my support system, my sister and my girl. Now let me add this: my girl and my sister to this day has never been in jail for a misdemeanor, nothing. And they hit these women with a 16-count indictment saying that they was running drugs from certain places, trying to help me smuggle it inside of the Pentaform on maximum security, passing all these officers. Now let me add this: on maximum security, I'm not able to cover a foul. Everywhere I go in the compound, I'm shocking from head to toe because they had me like I was this big drug dealer that was running, but they writing it up big. So it surprised my lawyer, like, hold up, how can you have this man in front of you on a case that's proving that the street wiretap was illegal, and you signing a warrant, getting information with these same officers we accused of being corrupt on the second wiretap case, and it ended up worse than the first case, because this is what they did. The judge sat down in chambers with these officers, had these officers to change text message, innocent text message between me and my sister. And one of the text messages was like, "Good morning, sister." She texted me back like, "No, what up?" They changed from "Good morning, sister," "No, what up?" You used to get them drugs in the morning. I just met up with such and such. But who would believe that the police would change your phone record? They didn't know that my sister had a Google app, and didn't nobody know. It's like she really supported all my evidence. They locked this woman up, gave her a 16-count indictment, was bringing all this stuff into this prison. Man, they went to this woman, went to jail and locked up in front of all her employees. Lied like she took her car and made her buy her car back from the city.
Hold on. So you mean to tell me they took her car and she had to buy it back from them?
She had to say that she had an ounce of weed in her car. Yes, she did. Okay. And I'm gonna get to that, but let me finish about this text message so I won't lose. And so when my sister get out, I'm sick, I'm hurt. I'm like, man, I never involved her in nothing. I ain't worried about me. I can deal with this stuff. I'm like, damn, they done built all this stuff on me. I'm like, I got 2 wiretap, I got over child cases, trying to make it look big. They run with the media. all big old drug. Kendrick Watson with some called the jailhouse rock and connected me with a bunch of guys I don't even know. They done went got some evidence that the prison had been getting from inmates over the years, and put it all on me, saying that I was running these cell phones and stuff through and never proved none of this. But you got judges, prosecutor, DA responsible for all this. And when they realized my sister had the technology of the real text message, they played with the system again. They winged her off the case. Her lawyer all in on. They say, well, look. First he was like, look, your brother going to trial. My sister tell him, I'm going to trial. Man, this evidence, once they realized that she wasn't one of the ones that you could push over, they winged her off the case, saying that separation on our case, they want to try me with the fake evidence, but my sister couldn't testify, collaborate that the evidence was fake, saying, well, go to trial, let the jury see if it's fake or not.
Okay, hold on. Because I got one question I have to ask. I ain't even heard nobody ask. What's the name of that app?
Oh, it's a Google app, man. I don't know what that thing is. I know it's some kind of app. Well, I think I don't know what it is, man. I never got it. I know it's on her. It goes her Gmail account.
Cause
and
see,
whatever
that app right there, if it'll help you, more people need to have that app. Cause if they'll do it to you, ain't no telling who else they'll do it to.
That's a fact. And I know I tell you what, when we get off Earl, I'm gonna text you that app, and so you can, because it need this on their phone. Matter of fact, I got it on my phone. I just don't know the name of the thing because she looked it up for me. But didn't nobody know. The lawyer, it messed the system up to know that this type of technology exists, and they couldn't get around it because you talking about Google now. Google ain't got no reason to twist no 10 minutes around. But everything that we said was fake. You could tell how they manipulated their little device, their little stingray device, and the timing was off. And the text message was double up. So whoever tried to change it, it doubled up. But when she brought the real, it showed in real time, and it could show how clear it was. And this type of stuff we got online too. Like people can go and look up under this thing called the post and email. Google it, and you can put in Kendrick Watson or Celitra Watson. Celitra is spelled CELITRA Watson, and all this stuff will pop up. It'll show you the fake text message, real text message. This stuff that we've been put online years ago. Trying to keep them from putting this information out there. And they still fighting to this day. Exposed.
So, okay, let me ask you this. Because you touched on when they dismissed your sister case, right? Can you hear
me? They didn't dismiss it until, I can hear you good. They didn't dismiss it until I took a guilty plea. And I took a guilty plea because I had no fight. I would have went to trial. They wouldn't use none of the stuff that I was saying. They were just gonna strictly use the Wiretap and the information inside the Wiretap and send it to a Jew. So okay. I can mention. Go ahead.
Hold on. Let me ask you this: what did they tell you to get you to believe that they couldn't use what your sister had as evidence?
Okay, they said
you couldn't use it.
No, I could use it. They said I can use it, but I can use her as a witness to collaborate that the evidence was fake. So imagine me taking some stuff I'm saying, look, we didn't text it, but where my sister had to prove that we didn't text it. You see what I'm saying? It makes it harder to convince somebody if you don't got a live witness on the oath testifying to this. So I'm saying it's fake, but who going to testify to say that I'm telling the truth?
Yeah.
So that was the strategy. If I was gonna win anything, you weren't gonna use her to collaborate what you saying to be true. So they separate our court dates and when let her, even though I want to go to trial. Her lawyer like, look, I'm about to get your case dismissed. I'm doing my job. So on the surface, he really doing his job. But he ain't doing his job to enough to say, look, man, this ain't right. I'm gonna let you testify on your brother's behalf. He done separated her and said, long as I get your case dismissed, I did my job. That's how they play with that paperwork, and that's how they manipulate law. Because actually, he did his job.
So let me ask you this. Yeah, he got her off and he did his job. Do you think that he kind of Either he got paid or he owed somebody a favor. So
he owed him a big favor because he sit
okay.
down with my lawyer personally and talk to my lawyer. Once them two lawyers talked, and he agreed to work with my lawyer, but he also told us he was very close friend with the prosecutor. And let's add this: I got a black attorney. These are two white guys. So you tell me if he would have crossed that white guy for that black guy, no matter if it's wrong or right, they would have never did that. And you seeing us watching these black people, and I'm just being running. I'm gonna call a spade a spade. It's what it is. This here is supposed to be the big drug dealer, and now we finna break a system. Now this exposed the whole system if this come out. My attorney black, he's standing for something. He ethical. He's standing for what's right. He putting his career on the line. Like I'm standing behind everything. This dude is right. He lied to my attorney like he was gonna do the right thing, and right before trial, he said, "No, I can't do it. I gotta do. I'm following that man. I'm getting her case dismissed." So I did my job, and they never gave my sister discovery in the state at that time. They was trying to send my sister discovery to my girlfriend, so she could see that me and my sister was, I was talking about other girls and trying to discourage my girlfriend and into flipping state on me. And it backfired because he ended up getting my sister the discovery. And that's how we found the technique with bogus. That's how dirty they is down here in Shelby County. That's how dirty they play. And they know me. Everything that I'm saying, I got the evidence, I got the paperwork, I can prove. I got the transcript of the judge's language where he can't nobody say, I didn't know. Going out to everybody. It's bigger than the road police officer. I'm saying it's people that's getting voted to these seats that we overlook doing this type of stuff. And it's dead bad. And people be you piss me enough. I mean, they came knocking on my door. I was mad at my own business. I was successful at my business. You came in and disrupt my life by playing evidence on me. And let me add this right here. No drugs were ever found in either case. Nothing. Not a cigarette. Nothing.
So
strictly rigged up paperwork.
So they basically was trying to hit you with a conspiracy.
I was here with 2 conspiracies. That's exactly what I was charged with. 2 conspiracy charges. Now, basically, that's what I got. I got 2 conspiracy charges. One on the street and one they made up in jail. Now, to this day, you can find no law to what's happening to contraband cell phone. They made it up. You can't find no law where you can entrap me. You can leave me in jail and what type of phone that you know I'm supposed to have. If you know I got it, why you didn't come get it? That's entrapment. You hoping I say something criminal on there so you can charge me with it. There's no law to this day. They made it up. And they trying to support this down here in Shelby County.
So let me ask you this, because you pulled the move that most people wouldn't pull. You hit them with you made them think you was playing checkers when you really were playing chess.
The whole time. I played chess with the whole system. I tricked them like I was through with it.
So go into that.
I got with my lawyer. He said, listen, you know how they playing. This judge hates you. This guy, if you go to trial, because they took one case and separated and made it 5, 6 cases. So if you win this case, you got to go back to trial again and again and again. Now think about it. One of them I ain't gonna win. So that's 50 or 60 years. They get what they want, no harm, no foul. Or you can take all these cases, run them into one, pretend like we gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna come back as a witness on your case. Let's build a paper trail. Now I'm gonna testify on your behalf that you're telling the truth, because I'm an officer of the court, and get your case overturned like that. So I pled guilty, went on down the road, waited before the year was out, filed a thing called a post conviction. Instead, I filed a post because normally when you plead guilty, you file a post conviction. You got to file an ineffective assistance counsel, like my lawyer failed to do this, my lawyer failed to do that. I did file against my lawyer, but I'm like, he failed to do this because the state wouldn't allow him to do it. So he was in alliance with each other. They didn't know this. So, and at the same time, my sister and my girl filed a federal lawsuit that they've been keeping quiet. See, they came way worse than mine. They've been keeping quiet till they found a way to get it dismissed. So at the time when I filed the post-conviction and I came back, my lawyer testified. Now I got pressure on. They're like, man, this dude really trying to expose some things. We need to parole him out of there. So they didn't found a way to get me up out of there, thinking that, you let a person know he had to be out. He's like, man, I'm leaving him alone. Not knowing it was my strategy the whole time, pretending, and they thinking when I got out, I let a line at the case. And then they realized that how serious that I am about this, and man, they going crazy. They don't know what to do. And matter of fact, my first day on federal lawsuit is tomorrow. And they try to get about it. They don't want to testify because they don't want me to prove my point.
So did you ever waiver during the whole time when you had, because you had to lay down for some time, did you ever waiver during that time?
Never stopped. They was so crucial on me. They was having the staff to torture me, like as far as tear my cells up, restrict me from things, some me from way away from home to Morgan County when they had surrounding jails that I could have went through to be able to see my family. Some me 6-7 hours away from Memphis where they could tear my support system down, still try to mentally break me, but I never gave up. I never wavered. I stayed firm. And all the way up to the day, I always pushed. From every guy in prison, if you was a seller of mine or ally or Conrad, you know my case. So these guys so amazed to see me doing what I'm doing because they knew I was dedicated about getting my story out here one day and exposing my case. And me fighting and me learning their ways and me getting there learning their tactics and their strategies, because law is a very complex, it's like a foreign language. If you don't understand it, man, it can trick you because you can think it mean this, but it actually mean it. And I went in there and I learned their ways of thinking. Now I got a little bit of street in me with a little bit of book in me. It made me who I am today. I never gave up. I always played chess on them till I stuck them to where they don't know what to do with me right now. Now, man, I'm saying all this and ain't nobody question me. Ain't nobody sue me for slander, nothing, because they know I got all the facts. They know I got over thousands and thousands of pages of fabricated evidence that they can't even prove. They can't even go to a locker room and show you this the drugs we recovered. Look past what he's saying. We took this amount of drugs out the street from him. They can't even say that. They stuck with a bunch of fake paperwork. To all up to this day, they falsifying documents. Now the city didn't expose themselves. That's why I'm going out to the city. They trying to cover up the mess that the judge and prosecutor and got themselves in a lawsuit by falsifying fake affidavits in federal court, pretending like people knew that I was a criminal. And I cross-examined these people saying they ain't even filed them affidavits. They saying these people lying on them. It's that crucial right now.
So to tap into this, cause they got it in for you, obviously.
Yeah, bad.
So what makes you stay in Shelby County, Memphis, Tennessee?
I feel like I've looked at so many situations where people always run because they scared. Man, I'm not scared of nobody on this God green earth. Man, I don't fear no man. They men at the end of the day, they just got jobs. And I'm thinking like, if it's meant for me to be living my life, feed my family, and you come and break in my house, and I defend myself, and you want to kill me for you violating me? So I ain't running from nobody. I ain't going nowhere until this all said and done, until justice be served in my case. Because why would I go running and hiding? Man, I didn't hide in jail. When I went to the Fed, I was in the worst penitentiary, 11 worst USP when I was a juvenile. And it did not happen then. When I was in the state, I was in the state penitentiary. Did not happen then. So why I'm on the street scared of the police because they violated me? I'm not going for that. I don't care who they is. Sergeant, lieutenant, mayor, I don't care who you is. You still the man. You violated me. Oh man, my own business.
Yeah.
So that's why I ain't moved. Because I want to show people, man, have some guts. You know what I'm saying? Have some guts. Man, if you're a man, I ain't a fool. Because how am I a fool? You can't messing with me. You see what I'm saying? So I live off debt. That's why I don't have a bunch of dudes riding up behind me trying to make it look like a gang. And no, I'm going with me and God. I'm standing strong on it. And I'm going to prevail with me and God. That's why I can say it fluently. I can say the story every time because it's the truth. And I'm not running, man. I'm staying right here where it all happened. This is where it happened. This is where we're going to finish it there, right here in Shelby County.
So the book is your life story, and it's also called I.C.E. I See Everything.
That's correct.
So I'm gonna get with you so I can get a copy of the book because I gotta have my own personal copy. But the story is
it's amazing, man.
Yeah, man.
It's amazing. And I'm gonna tell you something. I got the lady that's running for DA today. She's running because election time next year. Now, this is the future DA, possible. This is a person that could be, if I was still involved in criminal activity, they could be indict me if I was still out here doing things wrong. If she had read my book. She understands and know my struggle to be real. Deep. When I tell you I was able to go in there and detail, articulate this thing to perfection, from word to word, from transcript, from language, from the judge, it's not missing a period. Links to go and read live transcripts of the corruption going on in these courtrooms. You got to read I See Everything. The True Life of Kendrick Watson, No Fact, No Fiction. You got to read it, man. It's a must read. It's a must read.
So I got to tap into that, and I got to get the book. So this the thing. So I got to ask this because I can't leave nothing uncovered. So was the police who originally had it in for you, was he black or white?
Man, the guy who originally was black. And it ended up being 3 officers that I know about. And it's over 25 people involved because he was able to actually tell my lawyer this. It was more than him. But I want to add this. The 3 officers that did this to me has been promoted to sergeants in different divisions to this day. So for them going rogue, they was promoted to teach other people to be corrupt. So think about it. You made these dudes supervisors. They only gonna train on what they know, not to do right. They not gonna train because what made them all of a sudden go rogue on me? This is something they've been doing. They ain't just start saying, look, we're gonna throw our careers on the line. We're gonna plant drugs on a weed seller. And now they've been doing it, man. So now they able to get supervisor positions to train younger officers to be just as dirty. And I don't think they can say, look, man, we protected by the judge in the state of Memphis because that's what they do. So yeah, that's what they doing down here in Shelby County.
And the reason I even asked the question because Memphis is a predominantly black city, correct?
Predominant black city, predominant black.
So you would think that a predominantly black city, knowing what we go through, wouldn't do a black man like that. You would think
that you would think, and I always tell people this story here. For a black man to get into a position to be a judge or a police chief or a sergeant, that means he went through a lot of training, teachings, and to get in a position not to just favor blacks, but to be equal to their people. And you go and do these people job for them to try to further your career, man, you're a disgrace to our kind. And that's why I put that black judge on there with that blue robe, because they know judge wear black. Because I was letting them know, man, it was an ice cold situation you did, man. You cold hard. And you see this. And then you took up for these people. You know these people. Man, they flood that judge courtroom with black cases. He the most highest conviction rate on his own people in Shelby County. And not only this, the DA we got, she got the most overturned conviction rate for malicious prosecution in the United States. Google it. Amy Wire, man, you Google it. They're going, man, she getting for withholding evidence and prosecutorial misconduct in this country. So everything I say, I support it with facts, and it's been well documented. That's how bogus they is, and people trying to overlook it.
So let me guess, she black too.
She white and one of the worst. The worst thing they ever had to touch. And the thing about that, we always think about the presidential election. We think they blind us with Trump and Biden. And, man, that don't affect our community. These DAs, they more powerful than the mayor. And they protected with immunity. These criminal court judges is more powerful than the mayor. Because the mayor not protected with immunity. These people is protected like the president. And the president can rule supreme for 4 years and get voted out. These people are retired in these spots because they rule for 8 years at a time. And people don't even look at them little picket fence when they say U.S. district judge or district criminal court judge. Man, we overlooking it. And these people are retired, and think about how many people that they destroy, how many lives they destroy with that hate inside of them and using the political job to execute racism. That's what they doing.
So you mean to tell me they can't face criminal charges?
They are protected by immunity. And we finna see if they can face criminal charges in my case. Because I'm filing charges against them in federal court as we speak. I have everything I told you, I have it in a federal lawsuit and I have it in a thing called a federal habeas corpus. And the federal habeas corpus is I'm reporting to the United States government everything they done to me and why they should overturn my conviction. I got 42 pages of corruption, plenty evidence, everything that I just said to you in this interview in front, and I want to see them supported with some law. Man, people supposed to go to jail behind this case, and they should have been fired. But I'm telling you, it's that deep, and it's that many people involved, and that many pensions and careers on the line they're trying to cover for each other. That's why people be thinking something gonna happen to me. I'm just being honest.
Cause man, the way you moving, man, you gotta have the Most High on your side.
I got to have the Most High.
Cause for one, you also show others that it can be done.
It can be done. That's correct.
Because like you touched on earlier, a lot of people would have just tucked their tail and been like, man, I'm out, I'm cool.
Yeah, that's what they would have did. And that's what they did. I got over 38 child partners. And I'm still fighting. And guess what? Them two women, my sister and my girl. Everybody happy to be out, stuck with these fake convictions, because they fake. They just had to be out. But guess what? It's called a record now. Now you're a nobody. Now you consider a drug dealer for drugs you didn't even sell. You just happen to be home. So you can't, that deck stacks up against you. That's how crucial this stuff is. That's why I'm fighting to restore my rights. I'm fighting because I should have a state conviction. And they get a chance to live on their lives and become sergeants and lieutenants, and then these judges get into these appellate courts and these U.S. courts and become very deadly, very dangerous when they get to that point. So let's stop it right now. It's time to start voting these people out of these positions. Because I know it's a judge like I'm claiming in Chattanooga. It's a prosecutor like that I'm naming in Chattanooga. It's somebody doing it in every county because they power struck, man. They protected by immunity. And why would you protect another human being by immunity and they can't be convicted for doing wrong? How can you break the law to enforce the law? How can you sit there and falsify information to get a conviction on somebody you saying a criminal and you commit criminal acts yourself? Help me explain it.
They ain't gonna be able to. Man, I think you got another, have you released the second book?
No, I haven't. We got the movie. I put that on hold because I want to release it around by my birthday. And I want to push this because this is my baby right here. And I want to keep on all the way up to January, keep going city to city, interview to interview, and push this and put this in so many people's hands. And then I'm gonna release the second book around by the time the movie drop. But we got a good team of directors that's writing this movie, and I'm ready to release so I can open the eyes of people so they can understand how important it is to vote, how these judges are abusing their authority. So man, this is gonna be an interesting movie. That something different that we're gonna bring to the screen so people can see it. And then I release the second book.
Okay. So tell the people, before we get out of here, tell the people where they can find the book at.
It's several places. You can go on Amazon. You can find on Amazon. You Google Kendrick. Go up on the books. Don't go up on the Amazon Prime. Go up on the Amazon. Google books. You can put in Kendrick Watson. It's gonna pop up. Or you can go up on the thrift books, Target, book a million, Discover book, second sale, Angles and Robinson. I'm all in them. I'm all online at them books. You can go and just Google I.C.E everything, the true life of Kendrick Watson. And it'll pop up. You're gonna see it gonna have a jug with one eye covered with a blue robe on it. Blue robe on, that's me. So once again, you can find it through thrift books, Target, Amazon, eBay, book a million, Discover book, second sale, and Angus and Robinson. You can find that book online anywhere.
Okay.
Just Google Kendrick Watson, it'll tell you how to find the book Ice.
And see what I'm gonna do.
It educates.
What I'm gonna do, I want to direct. I'm gonna get with you, and I want to order it directly from you.
And I do that too. People, you can follow me on Facebook, up on the Diamond Watson. It's me holding a little girl. Or you could go to I Am Diamond Watson on Instagram. Send me a message, man. You can cash out me. I cash out information. I sign the book personally. Send you a book marker with an ink pen in the book. Man, fast you cash out it, fast I'm sending it out because I want this message out there. And I'm doing this to keep spreading the message. So I'm gonna sign it and I'm gonna send it straight to you. You can get it directly from me. Go up on the Facebook, look up on Diamond Watson. There's Diamond and Watson. You're gonna see me hold the girl. That's my page. Or you can go up on the I Am Diamond Watson. And before I forget, you can go into my web page, KendrickWatsonAuthor.com. Just one word, KendrickWatsonAuthor.com. And man, you can reach me like that. I'm gonna respond immediately.
So let me ask you this, because I think this is important. Are you going from city to city, like doing speaking engagements and doing stuff like that?
Man, I've been doing city to city. I've been city to city. I'm going city to city. I ain't stopping. We booked up now. We New York, New Orleans. We booked up Dallas, Houston. I'm going city to city. We just left Georgia. We just left Chicago a couple of weeks ago. City to city. I'm not stopping until everybody see what I see in the judicial system. I'm not stopping. Period. Point blank. Period. I'm not stopping.
So, man, since you tapped in with Chattanooga now, we gonna link in, and I'm gonna do my business to try to get you to come down to Chattanooga, and we gonna do it right.
Man, I appreciate that, man, and I'm coming.
Cause your message, it gotta be out there. Like for what they trying to do to you, we all gotta band together and show them, hey, this can't happen.
And that's the kind of response I be needing. I be tired of people saying, "Oh, the police gonna kill him and do that." Well, we can stop it. We can do it together. We can get this message out there, and we can stand together. We can stop it. That's why I put it out there so much. Like, come on, man. If you saying you got enough interest to speak negative about the situation, put some positive into it. Let's get out there. Let's keep spreading this message. Let's. I'm not worried about no police. All police ain't bad police. Let me clarify something too. All judges, prosecutors, and police officers are not bad police officers. You got some people that actually wanted to protect and serve. And let me add this: we do need police in our lives. Let's say this, because we need them to govern. We do need police, but we get some that we get a bad apple every now and then. And that's what I'm going. I just want to weave out all the bad in the judicial system. That's what I'm trying to do.
Okay. Well, this has been the Deprogram Show with the one and only Kendrick Watson. Do you want to lead the people with anything else before we get up out of here, my brother?
The only thing I want you to do, if you got somebody going through something, a similar situation, or something that I done went through, don't put all your faith into a lawyer, even if you think he or she is the best lawyer. Don't nobody know your situation better than you. Read. Always read, because it's always a loophole in every case.
Man, that's powerful. This is the Deprogram Show. I'm R.M.J.R, and we got the brother Kendrick Watson. And we gone.
Appreciate you.